fake. Leave your mark like it fades away. Leave a scar that really made your day. I just smile like it can't cut through, like I don't keep count on you. I am a volcano, fire and flood. I am a volcano, boiling blood. Check. As a sign you won. Every line you step across, you don't count it as a cost. Every inch you take from me, you disguise your greed as humility. Your kingdom built on a stolen grave. All right. When kingdom comes, it leaves no trace. I am a volcano, fire and flood. I am a volcano. What's happening? Welcome to the show. Mike is on. You're on. You're on. I'm on. We're on. We're on. I got to do a show. Oh, I am here. Right. Never mind. Welcome, everybody. Hit that like, share the show. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, the greatest live stream in the history of live streams. Venmo. I'll get that finger right one day. And it's a great way to support the show because apparently there's no tax on tips. And patreon.com/Hal Sparks. Okay. So apparently, people are under the impression that Trump, while there was no negotiation going on at all, made a deal with someone in the Iranian government to make everything work, and we have peace in the Middle East right now. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that because I have some bad news for you if you actually think that. That's a lot of horse shit. Let me start with this. The Strait of Hormuz is now open. Except the part you have to go through, I guess so. But there's a bunch of ships right here. Where are they going? Oh, these are the ones turned around by our blockade. Some folks over here decided to, like little boats that can fit, that are not the tankers, decided to slip through over here during the confusion. But just for the record, I'd like you to hear something.
This is Uranium Stepan calling you on channel 15. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. We will open it by the order of our leader, Imam Khamenei, not by the tweets of some idiot.
I'm kidding. They released a statement earlier today. I just like that. Sorry. Everybody jumped on board with this idea that the strait is open. Trump said so. We're fine. We just made it. It's over. War's over. Stock market can go through the roof. Everybody just, back to abnormal. We can start talking about the Epstein files nonstop again. And turns out it was just another market rug pull like everything else. And if anything, looks like an intentional bluff to try and force the Iranians into denying it so he'll have an excuse to actually bomb them in a few days. That this is just a sucker point, saying the impossible happened, and then when it didn't happen, it's not because he lied. It's because they went back on their word that they never gave during a negotiation that wasn't fucking happening. Like, this is just dumb. All of this is ridiculous. The fact that anybody is jumping through their shirt about this is insane. Again, this is can we play I don't know if I can play the traffic back over the last little bit, the marine traffic. But there's like one ship goes, yeek, what about me? And then a bunch of these ships came down here and they were blocked in. See all these boats that were heading this way? And then they're turning around to go back up in the Gulf to just hang out. It's a fucking traffic jam. And nothing's getting through. What the fuck do you think these guys are doing if this is open? What are you talking about? No, this is not happening. You just want one boring, normal day. I love you. I completely agree. Can we just stop, like, even flinching at the pretense that this asshole is telling the truth? It's ridiculous. So, chat room, I know people probably heard a bunch of the back and forth. But in all seriousness, like, the biggest question I've had when Trump has been talking about this is he's like, we killed all their leaders and we've been talking to their leaders. We find them very reasonable, even though they're dead. And we're making a deal right now, even though talks aren't going on. And I might go down there to sign the final paper for the agreement that's happening that isn't actually happening. It's fucking goofy. Now, again, I've said this from the very beginning, folks. The scary part about the attack on Iran is not that it could fail. It's that it will probably succeed because we have a ginormous fucking military. We could do this. We can do this. We did. It isn't that big a deal. Our Army and our Navy and our Air Force and fucking space, all that shit is so goddamn big, they can put anybody out of business. It's just a balance of, return on investment and cost of life. It's not if, it's not could, it should. And the problem is this asshole is going to declare some kind of victory, force everybody to go down and be on cleanup crew, and then we're going to do this to fucking Cuba. That's what's next. The Iranians have said they consider it a let's see Iranians declare uranium sacred. I'll find it. Hold on. On I think it was Arab TV. I'll see if I can find it. Because I was watching a sourced clip of whatever. Yeah, let's see. Uranium. Let's see. Okay, so one of the holy shit. All right. So a couple of things. I'll open this in another tab. Let me try this. Trump says that Iran is going to hand over their uranium, and it's all over in that regard. Okay. Let's see. And yeah, let's see if we open this one. Maybe this is one of them. But basically, they're like, yeah, fuck you. Not happening. We consider our uranium to be sacred to our cause. And the idea that they would turn around quickly, is just stupid. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Amen, brother. These fools are killing you. Rand's Foreign Ministry spokesman said none of the Americans. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, thank you for that, CSL. Yeah, that's the clip from this guy. Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson. Is this the translated one? Let's see, translated. Where's the? Yeah, here's the captioned in English one. Here's you want to know how like this just snafu, kids. Here you go. None of the, let's see, which they cited from American officials. Let's see if I can scratch this up, move it over. From American officials, none of them are verifiable. What Trump said, their people said. I will give you an example. Iran's enriched uranium is by no means going to be transferred anywhere. Just as much as Iran's soil is important and sacred for us, this issue is also important for us. So this is completely rejected, the issue of transferring uranium. She's asking. And he's enriching 60% is not on the table. This has never been discussed. This has never been put forward by us as an option, which they cited from American officials. None of them are verifiable. Right. Okay. So it's made up. Here's what Trump did. Trump said they said this stuff, or somebody in his in Trump's cabinet said they said this stuff to him, or said they're close to it, and he thinks they did. Fuck, who knows? Because his brain is fucking tapioca. And he said, he went out in public and said they're giving up their uranium. They're going to hand it all over. We're not unfreezing any money. And this isn't tied to Lebanon at all. The participation in even the narrow opening of the strait, which isn't open, was attached to Lebanon. That's all they said. They're like, yeah, it was. It's just, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. That's what we're in the middle of, for fuck's sake. None of what the Americans have said regarding the uranium is acceptable. Iran's enriched uranium will not be transferred to any place under any circumstance. Just like Iran's soil is considered sacred to us, this matter is also sacred to us. So you completely deny this possibility? This possibility has never been raised by Iran, not even once. Why do you think the fucking talks collapsed after 21 hours? Motherfucker. Like, this is so lazy. And he's baiting this situation so that he has an excuse to attack. That's what this is. And like the right wing, like Bongholio in this crowd are all like, everybody doubted Trump and he's not, now they're going to eat it, suckers, whatever. They're all doing this shit. Because he said, Iran has just announced that the Strait of Iran is fully open and ready for full passage. Thank you. No, they didn't. They never did that. And if anybody did, the IRGC murdered them this afternoon. I'm not kidding. Fucking dead. So, hold on. Talk amongst yourself. There's something happening outside. I'm gonna put on hold music. Think everything's all right. But just in case, talk amongst yourselves. Whoops. Sorry, one moment. Just had to check on something. We're all good. And that's also when my audio was down. So, okay, back to where we were. This was just fucking gibberish. It's just a lie. So look at this. Trump does it again. The left must be so exasperated. They were hoping Iran would come out ahead on this one. No, we're not. We're like Polymer breaking traffic in the Strait of Hormuz now projected to return to normal before the end of the month. 55% chance. That's your fucking facts in this situation? Or you're out of your goddamn mind? Polymarket? It's gone to what? A 55% chance from a 20-something% chance by the end of the month. Before the end of the month. That's the standard. That is, they're using Polymarket as their dunking point. The betting markets. Let's see. Okay, so, and this has not stopped the maggot fighting. There is no ceasefire in maggotdom. Here's Joe Kent. It appears that a historic deal is within reach, and it will hold if President Trump is willing to enforce the restrictions he's placed on Israel, meaning, I guess, the ceasefire about Lebanon, which again was the U.S. getting Lebanon on board to help squeeze out Hezbollah. So, the idea that this is some fucking us and them situation, even between Lebanon and Israel, is just fucking dumb too. This post indicates a good start, but it must be followed by actually limiting U.S. military aid to Israel. That's Joe Kent's thing. And this is in relation to this whole, the U.S. will get all nuclear dust created by our great B-2 bombers. No money will exchange hands in any way, shape, or form. This deal is in no way subject to Lebanon. Right? These are all the points that were supposedly I got everything I wanted. But the U.S. will separately work with Lebanon to deal with Hezbollah situation in an appropriate manner. Hezbollah, by the way. Bula. Just like a bunch of spiders in a birthday cake. So, back out. Escape. Israel will not be bombing Lebanon any longer. They are prohibited from doing so by the USA. Enough is enough. Thank you, President. Okay. No, they're not. They agreed to their own terms. He's acting like a tough guy. This is stupid. They weren't bombing. Again, even though the sites were in Lebanon, the point wasn't the Lebanese government. Oh, is he going to come out? President Trump delivers remarks at TPUSA Build the Red Wall event in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm sure the turnout's magnificent. Is it live now, CSL? He's probably going to go there and get applause for his order. So let's see. This is Bill Mitchell. Trump's right about it. I think experts were wrong. Trump was right. Iran will never threaten the world again. Well, that sums it up. I think we should just call it a day and hit it hard on Monday. What do you think? Does Trump ever lose? Jesus Christ. So they can just grab shit anywhere they want, right? They can just, here you go. Okay, this is my response to new attack President Trump launched on myself. And this is 2 hours ago. Evan Solomon committed political suicide on purpose, made a deal to sabotage the midterms, yada. Whatever. Don't ever ask why your name is in quotation marks. He does that anyways. Yeah, both J6 for 4 years, they endured hell. Oh, God, fuck off. The peace president, right. That's the propaganda shit we saw from him. Trump just told CBS Iran has agreed to everything. Iran will permanently stop enriching uranium. Iran will completely cut off support for all proxy terrorist groups. He's also said ground troops will not necessarily be necessary to retrieve Iran's... Jesus Christ. Trump's maximum pressure campaign is working. Iran is caving. They're desperate for a deal. No, they're not. What in the ever-loving fuck? They've literally denied all that. And again, even if he was making a deal with somebody, how do they enforce it? What's this guy? Here you go. Here you go. The Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting said, building castles in the air. Or in Persian, we have the same proverb. The camel dreams of cotton seed, sometimes gulping it down, sometimes eating it grain by grain. But okay. But the idea is that it's the Chinese have a word for it. Feng pi, which means fart air. It smells substantial, but it isn't.
A war of words now turning into open mockery. Iran is taking aim at Donald Trump after his latest claims about a possible deal with Tehran. In a dramatic response, Iran's state broadcaster, Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting, publicly ridiculed Trump's remarks, calling them castles in the air. The trigger? Trump's bold claim that the United States is close to a deal with Iran.
I think we have a very successful negotiation going on right now, and I think it'll be, if it happens, it'll be announced fairly soon, and that'll give us free oil, free Hormuz Strait, everything will be nice, and I think...
God damn. Fucking... And I don't know how anybody could doubt this guy.
Your oil price will go down to lower than what it was before, and I think a lot of good things will happen.
A statement that raised eyebrows around the world. Iran's response was sharp and symbolic. State media shared a Persian proverb about a camel.
All right, yeah, we get that. We go back to it. I'm going to jump over and see what he's saying live. Like, we got a deal. It's over. War's over. We're coming home, I think, very soon. It's going to be very awesome. Basically, let's see, where is this? It just started. Oh, he was introduced by Erica at this event, and then he comes in. Yeah, and then he comes out.
Dum 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 dum, stupid dumb silly stupid dum dum dum, dopey dippy dum dum stupid really dumb dum 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 dum, moron.
Just standing there like an asshole.
Stupid, dumb, silly, stupid, dumb, dumb, dopey, dippy, dumb, dumb, stupid, really dumb, moron!
So.
Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you very much. That's fantastic.
Wow, they can't even feed the sample of the people yelling USA in time with the crowd.
Well, I want to thank all those seniors, but I want to thank all the young people. I've never seen so many young people in my life.
What? It's a college conservative. You want to thank all the seniors? Wait, do you still think you're at the other place yesterday?
And I want to say a special hello to Phoenix. We had a big win in Phoenix and a big win in Arizona and a big win all over the country. I'm thrilled to be back in the great state of Arizona with the hardworking, God-fearing patriots.
And you got to be careful. Don't say it Arizona. You'll never recover from saying Arizona.
Of Turning Point Action and Turning Point USA.
That looks like a guy who just solved the Iran war, right? Full of excitement, proud of himself, not exhausted at all, and knows he's full of shit.
7 months ago, our country lost a fearless warrior, my friend, for freedom, and he was just an amazing man. He was an
your friend for freedom?
Amazing person, Charlie Kirk. Just an amazing guy. Charlie was murdered by a cruel and vicious assassin who believed that by silencing his voice, he could kill an entire giant movement. But standing here today, it's clear to see that Charlie's voice is not silenced. It's roaring and roaring back, louder, frankly, than ever before.
Well, no one's voice is louder when they're dead. You weirdo.
His
message. How about his message? Not all right.
Message is unstoppable.
There you go. So that's why they shifted to message. It probably says message. It tried to silence his message, but his message is louder than ever, and that's what was actually in there. But he read voice because his fucking brain is mush.
His mission is totally unstoppable, and his movement is forget it. It's not going to happen any other way. But
his movement is forget it. It's not going to happen. Sorry.
Message is unstoppable. His mission is totally unstoppable, and
his mission is
movement is forget it. It's not going to happen any other way but success. It's amazing what he's done. He was such a great friend of mine. We talked all the time.
Yeah, well, obviously you had to talk a lot just to get a few sentences that made any sense.
All the time, talking about politics. We talked about God. We talked about everything you can talk about. He was
Everything? Ugh.
a special person. I want to just.
What'd you talk about with God? When you brought up God, what did he say about God? Because I'm going to guess he said Jesus Christ a lot, and you went, well, you know, God and religion and God.
Thank Erica. She was put into a rough situation. Don't kid yourself. That's a rough situation. Those people think it's easy. I told her, not so easy, Erica.
And she was like, you mean having your husband shot in public? No, I mean running an organization that has to cater to fucking maggots. These people they eat their young.
But she loved that man more than anything else, and she's done a really terrific job. I want to thank her on behalf of all of us.
I want to thank her on behalf of all of us. Right.
Because together we're making America great again, and this November we're going to win the midterms. We're going to win. And we're going to win like never before. For some reason, even if you have a great presidency, if you haven't, I don't think there's been one like this. And we have some good news I'll tell you about. Would anybody like to hear about Iran?
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it.
You know, this was scheduled a long time ago. And I said, let's not do any media for a little while. And here I am. This is sort of interesting. They're all.
What? No, all right, dude, nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Look at all the fake news back there.
Those are the turning point cameras. What do you mean?
We could fill this place up 4 times. Would anybody like to give up your seat? Allow somebody to. But
no, that's the. But remember that joke I used to do to make the really small gathering seem big by saying there was a big line of people outside and asking if people would give up their seat. And sometimes old ladies would go, there's a seat right here. It's completely open. I go, shh.
It's really been an incredible period of time, and I'll tell you about it. But in 2024, Turning Point's grassroots army helped us win Arizona in an absolute landslide. We won all 7 swing states. We won the Electoral College 312 to 226. We won the popular vote by millions of votes. And
we won all the counties because there's nobody in them.
And that's the first time in decades that a Republican, I don't know what that's all about.
Pretty sure it's about Elon Musk.
Won the popular vote, but we won by a lot, and we won 86% of all counties. Now think of that. Counties, to me.
Yeah, 80% of them don't have any people in them, have like 9 people.
That's the biggest of all, most important of all. 86% of all counties in America, 2,700 to 525.
Yes, the 525 are literally where the entire population lives.
That's called a landslide. And I want to thank everybody at Turning Point Action who's working tirelessly to help us get out the vote this November 3rd. And I especially want to thank all of the executives and Erica Kirk in particular. Thank you. This will be a great and brilliant day for the world, because Iran has just announced that the Strait of Hormuz is fully open and ready for business and full passage.
No, it isn't. Not at all.
But the naval blockade, with the greatest navy in the world, from the greatest military the world has ever seen,
will continue.
We built it during my first term. We built it. They said I was crazy.
We still do. And you did not build the fucking Navy.
We weren't so crazy, were we? We'll remain in full force and effect.
All right, so we've got a full. It's open. but we've got a full blockade still in place. That's why no ships are coming through. The Iranians will let them through because they're scared of us. We're just going to keep them from going, what? This is fucking goofy. All of this. What are you talking about? Why is anybody buying this shit?
As it pertains to Iran until such time as our transaction with Iran is 100% complete and fully signed. And this process, we're getting along well, but who knows?
But who knows? The stock market might go down again a little, maybe back up again.
Who knows with anyone, but who knows with Iran in particular? This process should go very quickly, in that most of the points are already negotiated and agreed to.
No, they're not.
You'll be very happy. The USA will get all nuclear dust. You know what the nuclear dust is?
No, tell us what the nuclear dust is.
That was that white powdery substance created by our B-2 bombers, those great B-2 bombers, late one evening, 7 months ago. No money will exchange hands in any way, shape, or form. Iran will be, and you know how we're going to get the dust, right? Iran. We were going to take it anyway, but taking it that way is slightly more dangerous. But we're going to get it anyway. But Iran, with the help of the USA, has removed or is removing all of the sea mines, and most importantly, it never agreed, and you'll understand, they will
No, it never agreed, but you'll understand what?
never have a nuclear weapon. They will never have
They never agreed. That was a Freudian slip. Look at him. He just knows he's full of shit.
And somebody said, how are we going to get the nuclear dust? We're going to get it by going in with Iran, with lots of excavators, because the B-2s, remember when fake news CNN said, well, maybe obliteration is too strong a word. Obliteration. That's so deep. We need the biggest excavators you can imagine, but we're going to go in together with Iran, we're going to get it, and we're going to take it back home to the USA.
What do you mean back home? It's not ours. What the fuck do we want with it?
And now that the Hormuz Strait situation is almost over,
Almost.
I received a call from NATO asking if we would like some help. Thank you very much, NATO. And I told
No, he did not.
them I would have liked your help 2 months ago, but now I really don't want your help anymore. Because they were absolutely useless when we needed them.
It's a defensive organization. You were committing an offensive war. That's not how it works.
But
Article 5 doesn't mean that any NATO country attacks another country, everybody's involved. That's not how that works.
actually, we never needed them.
Well, then what the fuck are you bitching about?
They needed us. They needed
Why?
us. They need us so badly. You know, it's a little bit like if you're a politician. Sorry to believe I'm a politician, but
Yeah, for all of us.
after I won, people came up to me, sir, I'd like to make a major contribution to your campaign. And I said, listen, just so you understand, campaign contributions after I won don't count. Okay, they don't count. And NATO, after we won, that doesn't count either. It's the same thing.
Also, bullshit. What did you do? Turn him down? He sucked up. He's hoovering up money now, even though he can't run again. Get the fuck out of here. He honestly thinks that because he's talking to young people, they're stupid. So, Turd Polisher USA, all you kids there, he thinks you're fucking dumb. That's why he's talking like this. Now, it's up to you whether he's right or not.
But you have to remember that because we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We spend money. We spend, I would say, in many cases, close to $1 trillion over a couple of years.
What defines a couple? You mean all of them? A decade?
$1 trillion is to help them. And we're always helping them. And this was just a military excursion. This isn't the big time. You know, we built the military so great. I'm so
Jesus. And by the way, big time means attacking China.
proud of one of the including Space Force. You know, you see all of that. When you see those rockets go one, look up there, this Space Force we all created.
No, it isn't. No, it's fucking not. Our fucking rockets come from ships. We're not firing space rockets, you fucking dolt.
Space Force.
No, it's not. It's not Space Force. No. We've had satellite targeting forever.
We were losing to China and to Russia in space, and now we're so far ahead of them both, you wouldn't believe it.
I wouldn't believe we were behind them. But anyways,
yesterday, on top of it all, we achieved what everyone said was impossible, an unprecedented ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, and that hasn't taken place in 78 years.
Yeah, they didn't have a war with Lebanon. It was with Hezbollah. There's a difference. 78 years. And again, we strong-armed both of them into it.
Our deal with
mainly Lebanon.
Iran is not in any way tied to Lebanon.
Also, Israel is still firing into Lebanon's territory. They're just doing it in the strictly Hezbollah-held areas.
We'll make Lebanon great again. I mean, it's about time we've sort of, the world has forgotten them, and they're good people who have lived like hell for a long period of time.
They've lived like hell. You mean through?
And hopefully the situation with Hezbollah will get straightened out quickly.
Yeah, you only can only straighten out a situation like that quickly if you kill everybody. Peace takes longer.
But I want to thank the country of Pakistan and its great prime minister and its great field marshal. He's our great field marshal.
Yeah, what's his name?
Fantastic people for helping.
Yeah, what were their names?
They really are terrific people.
Terrific people. What were their names again? Say their names. Say the big foreign names.
And I also want to thank Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait.
Because it's easier than naming anybody from those countries because they've got way too many vowels next to each other and way too many consonants slammed together.
They've been amazing. They've all helped tremendously. And it took courage for them. Not easy. They were living with what they call the bully of the Middle East. They had the bully. Iran was the bully of the Middle East. They're not the bully anymore.
They're not the bully anymore.
With the help of everyone here
you are
today, this has been by far the most successful first year of any administration in the history of our country, acknowledged by everybody.
No, not acknowledged by anybody. I mean, you can only acknowledge facts. I'm sure there are people who say it, like Bongholio and some dipshits at Fox and Newsmax and Greg Kelly, but that's not acknowledgement. That's just continued suck up.
To begin with, I ended 8 wars, and it may be a little early to say this, but if we add Iran and Lebanon, that will be 10 wars ended and many, many millions of lives saved. Think of how many lives we've saved.
Yeah, so stop bugging me about the Epstein stuff. I say I'm up here saving lives. This is the David Brent presidency, clearly. Fuck off, I'm trying to save some Africans, you know.
Starting on day 1, we ended the illegal invasion of America. That's an invasion by criminals. Many, many criminals, murderers, drug dealers, prisoners.
Shh. Yeah, he's got the loose back teeth again.
Emptied out their prisons into our country. And we took the most dangerous, unsafe, violent, and open border and created the most secure border in U.S. history, one of the most secure borders anywhere in the world, with 0 illegal aliens coming into our country in the past 11 months. 0!
Again, since you're in charge of the numbers.
And in 2025, we achieved the largest drop in violent crime ever recorded. That's despite all of these people that came into our country, many of them are now gone, I'm pleased to tell you.
Because they were never here.
The murder rate, isn't it a terrible thing to be talking about murder? But you gotta say it. At least it was good news. I guess it's good news. The murder rate reached the lowest level in over 125 years. 1900. The year 1900, before my father was
Per capita?
born, my father was great. Before.
Okay, this is super fucking weird that his dad hadn't been born yet. And he doesn't want to say that because his dad was sensitive about his age, but his dad's been dead since the 80s.
When he was born, the flow of deadly fentanyl pouring across our border is down by an astounding 59%.
Sorry, so the southern border is allegedly responsible for just about half, and you blew up all the boats coming from South America, and we've still got 40% of the fentanyl coming into the country. Also, that if it's down 60% practically, why is it not more expensive and harder to find?
And as you probably noticed, if you watch the news, illegal drugs coming in by ocean or sea are down by 97%. 97%.
Also, based on what? That boom, boom, boom is him blowing up little fishing boats that were headed to fucking Haiti.
And we're trying to find out who the 3% is because I consider them to be perhaps the bravest people anywhere in the world. Boom. Or they don't watch television or something.
Or what's more common is they take, the cartels take innocent people and force them to pilot those boats through dangerous waters. And if they don't get the package there, their families are killed. So, I mean, it's a form of bravery, you know, on behalf of their own family. They're doing this to preserve their own children. And of course, if you blew up their boat, I guess it's what is it, collateral damage or a ricochet?
We passed the largest tax cuts in American history, the largest spending cuts in American history.
That's not true at all.
The largest regulation cuts in American history.
Also not true.
The largest investment in border security in the history of our country. And starting my first day in office, we banned the transgender mutilization of our children.
Mutilization.
And we made it the official policy of the United States of America that there are only two genders, male and female.
Okay, male and female are sexes. Man and woman are genders. Boy and girl are genders. Male and female are how we define sexually dimorphic species. You fucking chimp.
That was easy.
Right, because it was pointless.
Could you imagine if I was up here 20 years ago or 15 years ago, probably 12 years ago?
Yeah, you might have been able to string a coherent thought together. God help us.
Two genders, male and female. People would say, what the hell's he saying that for? Is he crazy? It's got to be the worst speech I've ever heard. Why is he saying that? Or why is he saying that we got men out of women's sports? Can you imagine saying that 15 years ago? 15 years ago, if you said, and we got men out.
Yeah, we heard, yeah, we get the concept that this is a relatively new issue for humans. It's kind of like when gay marriage became a point. There was no talk of gay marriage 15 years before. So if politicians had brought up the issue to try and stop it, if nobody was dealing with it, then people would have gone, fuck is up with you. It's almost like AI. If somebody in 1995 was like, we've got to stop AI from taking over all our accounting jobs, they'd have gone, yeah, crazy.
Women's sports.
It's almost as if the calendar moves forward.
The audience would say, what's wrong with that guy?
We already are.
The craziest thing I've ever heard. And we got critical race theory out of our schools.
That was another easy one because it wasn't there in the first place.
And we abolished DEI across the entire federal government.
By firing people based on their race and based on their sex, even though they were qualified. That's all Hegseth by and large too. Oh, and he got rid of DEI. Can I show you who he just picked to head the CDC? This, by the way, this should make maggots elated. Maggots, if you like RFK Jr., you're gonna love this. Trump nominates former Coast Guard doctor as CDC chief. There she is. How you feel now? You okay? My favorite part of this is nominated Dr. Erica Schwartz, who served as Deputy Surgeon General in his first administration, to serve as the next Director of Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Erica graduated from Brown. She's shockingly qualified considering how this asshole, has done things. But he, where is it? Yeah, if confirmed, she's a retired Rear Admiral and board certified preventive medicine physician. Admiral Brett Guerrar says she's great, blah, blah, blah. But the important part is she's considered an establishment pick, which is, here it is, Politico. This is, hey, maggots, guess what? Guess what side of the vaccination argument she's on? You're not going to like it. President Trump has selected Erica Schwartz as his nominee to head the Centers for Disease Control. Schwartz, a career civil servant, served as Deputy Surgeon General the first time and is considered an establishment pick for the role. Finally, Trump's going after the establishment. This is so good.
And we eliminated so-called affirmative action in federal contracting and university admissions.
So-called?
If you get great marks and great scores, and your boards are good, everything's good, you're getting in. People can't go before.
Can't go before what?
We have a country now that again is based on merit. That's the way we became great.
He had to skip through because he couldn't tell if people were getting vocational jobs or going to college.
But we have to win the midterms and all of these things. It'll stay with us forever. But if we don't win the midterms, I said it during my State of the Union speech when I interviewed and talked to some people
backstage.
I said,
sorry, you were interviewing people backstage and you said it. When you introduced, just don't try to save it. Just say introduced, back up, motherfucker.
When I interviewed and talked to some people backstage, I said, I'd like to have some of these people called out for their greatness. And we gave out, as you know, that night, the Congressional Medal of Honor to a young man who was flying a helicopter with practically his legs shot off. And he landed in Venezuela perfectly with a lot of men on board, like 48. And if that goes down to Venezuela, incredible attack, nobody killed. Hundreds of millions.
Fuck me. Wait a second. What in the world?
But we have to win the midterms.
Hold on.
And talk to some people backstage. I said, I'd like to have some of these people
I'd like to have some of these people know. What?
Called out for their greatness.
Call them out. You mean recognized?
And we gave out, as you know, that night, the Congressional Medal of Honor to a young man who was flying a helicopter with practically his legs shot off. And he landed in Venezuela perfectly with a lot of men on board, like 48. And if that goes down to Venezuela, incredible attack, nobody killed. Hundreds of millions of barrels of oil taken out, the relationship with Venezuela.
What the fuck? Hold on. There's 40 people on this helicopter, And his yeah, the man's name was George Zip. Over Macho Grande? I don't think I'll ever be over Macho Grande. I, I real cool. Okay, I got to check something. This seems fucked up. Okay, um, get out of here. Who? Let's see. I real quick. Yeah. Okay. So that was Eric Slover, and he also gave one to the U.S. hockey team goaltender. The 100-year-old Korean warfighter, that was great. And then a helicopter pilot recognized for his role in wounds in the January 2nd raid. Okay, let me do this. Okay. Here we go. Presidential Medal of Legion of Merit. Still suffering from his wounds from this operation, and applaud his actions above and beyond his duty. Well, his duty was to land the fucking chopper. So I mean, I appreciate what he did, but this is just odd. Back to this though. Hold on. Is Eric Slover is who he's talking about.
Like 48. And if that goes down, the Venezuela incredible attack.
The Venezuela incredible attack.
Killed. Hundreds of millions of barrels of oil taken out. The relationship with Venezuela is great. We're working, it's like a great partnership. But if that doesn't happen, we looked at the Democrats. Not one was clapping. Medal of Honor. Then we interviewed a mother, a beautiful mother, whose daughter was slashed.
The phone is ringing.
From behind by a maniac. She could hardly stand. It was.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're confused. They're not clapping for these people. They're not clapping. What they're refusing to do is clap as you use these people as human shields to hide the Epstein files.
8 months ago, she could hardly stand, crying uncontrollably. Not one Democrat was clapping. Then we introduced a war hero from 100 years. He was 101 years old. Gave him the Congressional Medal of Honor for his great heroics. Wasn't recognized until I came along. Not one Democrat clapped.
Yeah, not even close to true.
Not one Democrat. And now they don't want to pay our border security, and they don't want to pay our great patriots of ICE. You know, ICE is a tough.
No, you don't want to pay them if it means them wearing body cams.
You got those murders that they allowed into our country. Think of it. Thousands of murders came into our country.
11,888.
11,888.
It's a weird round number. It's amazing. Isn't that funny? 11,888. You'd think it'd be a little more, real numbers tend to be sort of awkward in their shape, 13,456 or, those kind of things.
50% of whom killed more than one person. These are violent.
Yeah, that's why they're in supermax prisons and shit like that.
Criminals.
Also, what are you going to do? Release them? Just take them out of our prisons and send them back to like Venezuela and go, here, let these guys out. If they manage to find their way back up here, oops.
ICE is tough. And I don't want that job, and most of you don't either. I have a couple of friends in the front row, and they're tough people, but they're not that tough. They don't want that job. And if we don't have ICE, and if we don't have our great border patrol, and if we don't have our great policemen, and all of these people, they're incredible. They keep our country great. They keep our country safe. And the Democrats. Yeah,
we don't want any police. We don't want anything patrolled. We just want child molesters and murderers to just walk free. We're tired. It's I think we all learned from Karl Marx. What was it that he said about, it's the bourgeoisie against the murder class, and we're all standing up. The oppressed child molester must be fought for Good Lord.
To fund them. They wanted to fund ICE. They want ICE terminated.
Actually, they want more funding because they have the same amount of money to do the shit that they're doing. They would just have to have extra money for body cams.
And you know, whether you're liberal, conservative, doesn't matter. Democrat, Republican, Independent, it's crazy.
So stupid.
And I looked at them as we went through about 7 moments when you
It's crazy.
had to clap.
Yeah, I put in a bunch of had to claps, and they didn't had to clap.
And they did, and I said, these people are crazy. They're crazy. And you know, I don't know if you noticed, the word was passed to them from people that were watching, I guess, on television, maybe standing backstage. They said, this guy is killing you. Start clapping. And the last half hour, they were clapping for everything I said.
No, they weren't. The last half hour was those people.
They were clapping for everything. Things
No, they were not.
they shouldn't have been clapping for. Because
Okay. Is the clapter happening in the room with us right
they
now?
heard they were getting killed. Just remember that night. That night was a very telling night.
Yes, it was. For a lot of people, it was like, oh shit, this guy's brain is fried.
And we don't want to go back to that. We don't want to open
You're right. We don't want another one. We do not want another Trump State of the Union. I don't think any of us do.
borders where millions of people pour into our country. We
Or Paul.
want to have safe borders. We want people coming into our country, but they want to come in, and we have to have them come in legally. Very simple.
Then why'd you stop the bipartisan border bill?
So I signed a historic executive order starting the process of shutting down the Federal Department of Education and sending education back to the states. Thank you, Linda McMahon. Linda McMahon.
Linda McMahon had to sign an executive order to start the process, which I can't actually do because it requires an act of Congress, and even though we hold the House and the Senate, they won't fucking do it.
You know, education.
Tell us all about it. Tell us about how smart your uncle
Back
was.
to the states where it should be. You don't want to have a bureaucrat from Washington who couldn't care less about your community telling you how to educate your child.
Well, no, it's not about how. It's whether or not you have the funds to actually do it. And as a matter of fact, the Department of Education at this point largely funds special education. For, by the way, states that don't have a lot of excess education funds to actually do that, which shockingly are red states.
Your local boards and your parent groups. One thing I know, you love your children. I'm not sure that they do. But we've largely removed education. Well, we just did it. Just move them back. You know, we're supposed to go through a long process. Thank you, by the way, to Linda McMahon. She's been fantastic.
For running an organization we hope we can destroy.
Been fantastic.
How? By sucking at her job so much, people are like, you know what? Fuck it, shut it down.
And we removed over 300,000 bureaucrats from federal payrolls. They had sometimes 10, 11, 12 people to do one job, and they just sit there. And you know what? I have a lot of respect for whatever. But you can't run a country like that. You can't, as the expression goes, has anyone ever heard of it? Make America great again. You can't make America great
Oh, God.
again when you do that.
What's the one job that they were doing that you understood? Was it taxes? Was it NORAD? There are dozens of people at NORAD sitting around doing the same job. They're just looking at different areas. Think that's the same thing?
So we've done that, and
Again, nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about, at least of all him, and certainly not the Doge assholes.
many of those people are very happy because right now more people are working in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. And many of those people that had these boring, lousy jobs where
They're so much happier flipping burgers.
they weren't even jobs. Federal government, they went out, they got jobs in the private sector because
They weren't even jobs. Did they do work? Did they get a paycheck? Sounds like a
We
job.
have the most people working than we've ever had before, and they're making more money and enjoying their job. It's sort of an amazing phenomenon.
Also, just pulling this out of his ass.
After decades of other countries
If he can get past his head.
stealing our jobs and plundering our wealth, thanks to our strong policy on tariffs, we cut our gaping
His, the strong policy on what?
potatoes and chicken
Sorry.
tariffs.
Right.
Trade deficit. Now, if you do 1%, you're considered like a genius. If you do 2 or 3%, it's unheard of. We cut it by 59% this year, our trade gap. It's the largest drop of a trade gap. Think of it.
Yeah, but it's not because we increased our output and decreased our input. It's because we cratered our input. That's not good.
The largest drop in history, the history of our country.
Ugh.
59%. Can you believe it?
Yes, because people...
We delivered, a lot of you benefited by this, no tax on tips.
Right, because kids, they're young people, so they're waiters and shit like that is the idea. None of them have a career.
No tax on overtime. No tax on Social Security for our great seniors. You know, the great big beautiful bill is really the great big beautiful tax cut bill, but
Jesus, try harder.
it was also, we gave you the right to deduct your interest payments on a car loan, but only if it's made in the USA. That's been incredible. You never had that right before.
It's the same shit he's been saying in the rest of these things.
And this week, millions of Americans received the largest tax refunds of their lives. The average is more than $4,000 per filer. Think of that. So nobody knew this was going to happen, but now they're getting their refunds back, and they're much larger than I said. In other words, I under-exaggerated, which is good.
Under-exaggerated.
And in 4 long years, Sleepy Joe Biden, have you heard of him? What a president, what a disaster. But the whole party, it was the party. He didn't run the country. The people surrounding the Resolute desk in the Oval Office.
Projection.
Ran the party. Radical left lunatics. But in 4 long years, Sleepy Joe Biden got less than $1 trillion invested in our country, much less. And in 12 months, so think of it, 4 years. Ours is 12 months, and it's actually 11 because we haven't gotten the last month. So in 11 months versus, think of that, versus 4 years, they did less than $1 trillion. In 11 months, we did $18 trillion of new investments.
Also, just a fantasy number.
Coming into our
He says this all the time.
And that's a record for any country anywhere in the world by a lot.
Well, call the Guinness people. I think they're going to want to check your figures, though, before they give you the award.
And the king of Saudi Arabia
Said they were the hottest country in the world, and you were
told
dead.
me
It was a dead country, and now we're the hottest.
when I was in Saudi Arabia, they invested
According to the guys who throw reporters into fucking wood chippers.
$2 trillion in our country.
Well, no, your son-in-law.
But he looked at me, he said, you know, Mr. President, a short time ago, we viewed the United States as a dead country. We thought it was dead. And
Well, dead to you, sure.
now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And he's right. The hottest country anywhere in the world.
It's the same shit.
For years before I took office, people thought that America was in decline, that our
No, you did.
best days were in the past,
Yours
and
are.
that the sun was setting on American
On your brain.
power. But no one thinks that anymore because we are indeed the strongest, the hottest.
Well, I think what they thought the sun was setting on was imperialism, U.S. imperialism, because by and large, the American people are against it. And apparently not.
The best country anywhere in the world. And you know what? Nobody laughs at us anymore. They were
Have you seen the Lego videos?
laughing. They thought we were a laughing mess.
A laughing mess. Because that's a phrase. They thought, sorry, what? Hold on. Back the fuck up.
Best country anywhere in the world. And you know what?
Mm.
Nobody laughs at us
No.
anymore. They were laughing. They thought we were a laughing mess.
They thought we were a laughing mess. You mean we were a laughing stock? Which is stock hard to say? And the word mess just jumped in there and tried to pull a little cleanup? Fuck.
Under this administration, America is on the march and America is on the rise like we haven't seen maybe ever.
We're rising and marching and marching and rising. I just can't take it anymore. All right.
Ever before. We are respected again as a country, and we're respected at levels that nobody thought possible.
Yes, it's almost beyond respect to fear.
Like past leaders, this administration does not apologize for American power. We are not ashamed of American might, and we do not hesitate to defend the American people, which is what we've been doing for the last 2 months, because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple.
How is that defending the American people, though? I mean, North Korea has one, and he's your buddy. We haven't invaded them. Aha!
For years, we were ruled by fools who let every third-rate country push us around and bleed us dry on trade and everything else they could get away with. They took advantage of us on trade, not any more than that. But those days are over, and
which countries are you talking about? You talking about the USMCA, or
they're gone forever. America was not founded by weak and timid men who cowered in the face of evil or sat by as danger loomed and let our country go to hell.
No, but they also had long hair, so
we are descended from the likes of George Washington and
no, you're not.
Andrew Jackson.
No, you're not.
Generals Ulysses S. Grant,
Ulysses?
MacArthur.
Douglas says MacArthur.
General George Patton. Our ancestors knew exactly.
Your ancestors? You're not related to any of those fuckers, dummy.
Exactly what to do with America's enemies. Beat them and beat them good. That's what they had to do.
Yeah, what are you going to put? Is that the new Department of War slogan? You're going to find some way to get Grok to tell you how to say it in Latin?
That's what they had.
Beat them and beat them good. Please tell me that was actually in the teleprompter. That's what they had to do. They had to beat them and beat them good.
It teaches us any one thing, and I hope you all watched, because they weren't there for us. If it teaches us any one thing, we have to rely on ourselves. We can't rely on outside countries and outside sources.
Even he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about there. He's just having to say that. Like, that's, you can tell he just had to say that sentence on orders from the Kremlin. That's why he's like, it's like every single word is like a broomstick up his ass.
Do not listen to the craven and cowardly voices.
By the way, I think he's wrapping this up. I think this is mercifully short.
Who tell you America needs to think small or to shrink from our duties or potential. Most people, they wanted to, this recent.
Oh boy. By the way, he's referring to anybody who thinks that America shouldn't be the policeman of the world, or that we shouldn't get involved in regime change wars, or that we shouldn't have be involved in the Middle East, or, do cleanup for Israel or whatever. Like, all those people that are complaining about that, he's talking to them.
Situation, they wanted to do it, but they said, let's not get involved. Sometimes you have to get involved. You have no choice but to get involved. If you're going to remain great, sometimes you have to get involved. Remember, I'm the peacemaker. I'm the one that settled 8 wars. I settled a war that would have killed 30 to 50 million people. India, Pakistan. You have to.
Yeah, I think that was settled by the fact that they both have nukes.
Sometimes get involved. We are.
You gotta get involved.
The inheritors of the most incredible civilization that has ever existed, and our task is to defend it. We have to defend it. Past leaders used our wealth and power to.
Yeah, nobody. If defending it is so important, then why'd you rename it the Department of War?
To make other countries rich, and treated our military like a charity for the world while getting barely a word of thanks in return. Nobody thanks us. They don't say, "Oh, thank you so much."
Yeah, they do. They honor our military dead. They have specific areas, parts of their parades, especially around World War One and World War Two.
They don't thank us. They think we're stupid. That's
Well, no, just you.
really what it is. They don't thank us. Now, we're using American strength to advance American interests for American citizens and to ensure that we
In Israel, I suppose,
remain the
and South Florida.
most dominant country on the face of the earth, which we're doing at levels that nobody can believe, actually.
Why would nobody believe that America could be the most dominant country in the world if we chose to? Again, it's not about could, it should.
Every branch of our armed forces is setting new recruitment records that nobody thought would be possible because everyone wants to be a part of the greatest military
Oh, they like the job security in the face of AI.
the world has ever seen. In January, our warriors flew
By the way, not questioning their patriotism. I'm just saying there's a practical side.
straight into the heart of the Venezuelan capital, captured the outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro, and brought
And his wife,
him to face American justice, which
along with his wife.
is what he's doing right now.
He's already over it.
And very soon, this great strength will also bring about a day, 70 years in waiting. It's called A New Dawn for Cuba. We're going to help them out with Cuba.
Told you. Told you.
We have a lot of great Cuban Americans.
And I'd like them to go back to Cuba.
Not too many people in this audience, I don't think, but
Sorry, because Cubans are mostly in Florida.
you go to Miami, we have
Yep. Jesus Christ.
Cuban Americans, people that were brutally treated, whose families were killed and brutalized, and now watch what happens.
They'll all leave Florida and we won't have to bother with them anymore, and they'll go back to Cuba.
Under this governing philosophy,
Honestly, that's what they're doing. Part of the Venezuela thing is like, hey, if we knock off Maduro, maybe all these Venezuelans that came to the United States will go home.
instead of locking down our energy resources and putting ourselves at the mercy of those that hate us, and they hate us, and they don't respect us, but they do now.
They don't, but they do. And they hate us.
We are
They don't respect us, but they do hate us still. But it's a respectful kind of a hate.
in our own supplies with those really beautiful words. Perhaps you've heard them before. Drill, baby, drill, right?
No.
And because of that, we now produce more oil
Oh my God. We produce 13.5 million barrels a day.
than Russia and Saudi Arabia combined.
No, we don't.
And very soon, that number will more than double.
More than double. Now the lie, you just gotta sweeten your lie, don't you? Okay. Okay, just like decarbonize oil remains thing to the fracking. This is this. Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crude oil production, 13.4 million barrels a day. and Saudi Arabia is at 11. There is an overall, I guess where is it? U.S. has been exporting more oil and petroleum product combined than it imports since 2021. With about 10 million barrels per day exported versus 7.9 in 2025. Crude oil use still needs foreign barrels. Total liquid, okay, 30 devoted crude oil needed by refineries. They 16.5 to keep current throughput. Total petroleum consumption, all use cases 20 to 20.6 million barrels. So up from the 19, beg your pardon. We're up a million barrels or so. Gross imports 7.9, gross exports 10.7. We pump 13.5 million barrels per day. So just to clarify, we produce a lot of shale oil and the like, but and a bunch of the oil doesn't end up being fuel oil. That's another thing too.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
In addition, our new partner, Venezuela. Venezuela's been great. Really.
They're so great. And if they aren't great, I'll decapitate them again.
Doing a good job over there. Is adding very substantially to that number. Likewise, instead of using our wealth to throw open our borders and feed, house, clothe, and police the entire world, we're restoring the principle that America's immigration policies must serve the best interests of America. And
sorry, so we're just going to send our military out to police these other countries so that people stay there. So effectively, what's the fucking difference?
It's great citizens. It's called America First. It's very simple.
America First. Sorry, say America First again.
America First. It's very simple.
America First.
And we'll help other countries, but we have to view it as America first. Otherwise, we're not going to have a country left. At this moment, Democrats have shut down the Department of Homeland Security to shield the world's most heinous and
no, you have
violent criminals from deportation. They want to keep them in our country. They have a murderer, killed many people. They want to keep him in our country. They're fighting very hard to keep him here.
Really? That's weird because Biden and Obama removed more of those people than you did.
There's something, I'm telling you.
They're crazy.
What's wrong with these people? They want to protect deranged monsters like the illegal alien from Haiti who recently beat a mother of two to death with a hammer.
What was her name?
At a Florida gas station for all to see. It was all on tape. You saw it just a week ago. Last month, a migrant criminal with 15 prior charges and 4 prior deportations threw an 83-year-old veteran onto the subway tracks in New York City, killing him instantly as he got run over by a subway train. Threw him in. It's all on tape. Democrats.
It's on tape.
Want to protect him.
No.
They want to protect criminal aliens. Republicans want to put them in jail or ideally deport them as long as they never come back.
Well, that is the tricky part, right? That's why you know the 11,888 numbers, because those are people that were put in jail. And if you send them wherever they came from, they'll just come back here or continue to kill in their own countries, which would be, I know you don't think so, but I think that would be awful.
And under my leadership, we ended.
Also, do you think this asshole could name one of Ted Bundy's victims or BTK's or Ed Kemper's or the Golden State Killer or any of the victims of Timothy McVeigh's, for example? I think he could name one of them. I mean, between like Lake and Riley and a couple of others, they have attached themselves to the names of some people who've died at the hands of immigrants, but they don't know the names of anybody unless they've died at the hands of an immigrant.
Asylum fraud. We ended
and the numbers are, again, completely askew.
All catch and release. We stopped third world migration. We suspended all.
Now Russia did. They stopped paying for it.
Refugee resettlement except for persecuted South Africans. They're being persecuted in South Africa.
White people from South Africa.
South Africa, there's a very horrible thing going on.
Oh, yeah? Tell us about it.
South Africa. It's a genocide. It's a horrible thing. And we made.
Sorry, now you care about genocide?
Impossible for these people to come into our country. They kill people if they're white, if you're a white person. And I'll tell you what, I did great with the black vote, the African American vote, and they understand this better than anybody. South Africa, they kill white farmers. And we said, you come into our country and we let you come in. You get a green card and you get a passport. You can stay in our country. Terrible.
Yeah, I agree. Why don't they just go back to Northern Europe where they're from?
We can't let it go on. No, we don't have to talk about it.
No, it's probably best not to.
People don't like talking about it.
Yeah, including your audience.
The New York Times wrote a story about it years ago. That was the only story they ever wrote.
Okay.
I'm sure the reporter got fired immediately. But we've deported a record number of criminal aliens. A record. Nobody's ever seen the numbers like this. And for the first
Well, you mean numbers this low?
time in more than 50 years, we now have reverse migration. A beautiful thing, actually.
Yes, they're all magically vanishing. All this, the 25 million people that apparently stormed in here have suddenly evaporated. It was like an immigration rapture.
And just imagine where our country would be today if instead of spending trillions of dollars on
Wars,
illegal migrants who come into our country illegally and
work.
spending it on the Green New Scam, one of the
Thank you,
greatest
Sean.
scams in history, remember? Climate change, global warming, all of this. They actually had global warming, remember, that wasn't working because we were actually cooling as a planet. Then they had another one, and another one, and another one, and they were wrong. And then they just said...
It's the other way around. In the 70s, they were worried about an ice age, and then they realized that the temperature was going up because of the hydrocarbons and chlorofluorocarbons, and it was creating the greenhouse gases, effectively. And that was long term the result of the Industrial Revolution and gas by and large.
Climate change, because climate change takes care of heat, snow, whatever you have. But past leaders had used American wealth and power.
Well, because it wasn't about weather. Climate and weather aren't the same thing. But then again, you don't know the difference between sex and gender, so...
To raise our civilization to brand new heights. This is the choice for every voter. In the midterms, Democrats
wrap it up.
Want to drag America down, destroy our country, put it into crime, poverty, and squalor. Really the squalor of a third world nation. We would have been, if I didn't win...
He means Somalians and black people from other countries. I would be shocked if... he's got the word Congo flashing in his head right now.
Election, within a short period of time, we would have been a third world nation. Hard to believe, isn't it? Huh?
Yes, it's very hard to believe.
Republicans want to build America up into a nation with no rivals in human history, to make your family safer and wealthier than
Democrats want to tear it down.
Ever before. We're making your family safe. We're making you safe.
And Democrats want to drive someone to your house, hand them a crowbar, help them jimmy a window and crawl in there after you and wait for them to get done rape, murder, burglaring you, and then climb back in the car and give them a ride to the train station.
So if you want a poor and weak America, a country that's riddled with crime, death,
I don't know. God, it seems like a coin flip. I don't know. Is the argument strong enough? Hey, it's hard to say.
disease,
Oh, okay. Well, now that you add disease,
nothing but problems,
then nothing but problems.
you should immediately vote Democrat.
Nothing but problems. I mean, the Infrastructure Act was all right. And the Second Rescue Act really helped a lot of people. And the child tax credit was good. And a progressive tax system that, doesn't benefit billionaires. That was okay. Obviously, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, S-chip, those kind of things were valuable over time. But everything else.
If you want a rich and strong and a country that you're going to be proud of, America, you must go out in the midterms and vote Republican. We need that.
Yeah, you sound convinced. We need that, even though I can't run again. It's not really for me. I don't know why I'm doing this shit for other people. I don't even like them. They don't kiss my ass enough.
And I was going to say that
Oh dear.
when a president wins, Republican or Democrat, for some
reason they lose the midterms. Because they've been perceived, rightly or wrongly, as being full of shit.
they lose the midterms often, most of the time. Doesn't make sense. Even
makes a lot of sense. It's because overselling has become a part of the political process in our country, because to get people excited about something, you have to promise something extraordinary. And if you try it, you may be relatively successful, but you're not going to be completely successful because the country isn't all on the same page. Or we wouldn't even need elections in the first fucking place.
President who's doing a good job.
And you're not.
I think I'm doing the best job of anybody. Really.
Well, that's because you're a lunatic.
When you add it all up,
You've tripled. You've added half of the national debt now.
When you add it all up, nobody's done what we've done. But
yes, no one has added $16 trillion to the debt in a term and a year.
For some reason, a president, Republican, Democrat, the party does poorly in the midterms. It doesn't make sense. I'm still trying to figure it out. We'll go out, I think, probably hire a couple of psychiatrists. What the hell is going on in your mind? How does that happen? Because it should be the opposite. We're doing well. We're doing our job. We're ending wars all over the place.
Well, you're having to start some. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the hard part. If you're known for stopping wars and people just won't have a war, and you're like, dude, I need to get into double digits. I know. We'll start a war, and then it's got to end sometime. I'll take credit for doing what was necessary when I started it, and pat myself on the back for peace when I stop.
By the way, with the exception of our little excursion and wait.
Excursion.
Did you see prices fall? Did you see oil is down today and prices are down today? But
let's see if that sticks around.
The highest prices in the history of our country. We inherited that.
No, you didn't.
And we worked on it. And what
and prices have continued to rise everywhere.
Job we've done, and we took inflation way down. We inherited the worst inflation.
Yeah, if you take inflation way down, you still have inflation. That means the prices are going up. That's the nature of the very fucking word.
In history.
You didn't have disinflation or deflation.
And what a job! But we had to put out that flame. We had to put out that horrible flyer. Really, that
flyer. You had to hang flyers for our new band.
Taking place in Iran. We had to do it. Otherwise, you want to see a problem? Give them a nuclear weapon.
We thought you obliterated it last year, fuckhead.
Use it the first day. You want to see a problem? They would use it the first day.
Then they would be nuked by Israel, who has nukes themselves. They've got lots of them, 20 some odd, at least.
So we're thrilled to be joined today by many incredible Arizona leaders who will help achieve this victory, including candidates for Congress, a lot of great athletes running. I don't know what this is. Jay Feely, great kicker, great athlete. Where's Jay? Jay Feely. Where's Jay?
Yeah, they revere athletes around there. That's part of the problem.
Athletes.
Yeah, we get it.
A sheriff who I've been friends with for a long time, Sheriff Mark Lamb. Sheriff. Good to see you, Sheriff. Got the look, right? I want to get one of those hats, Sheriff. Tell me where you got it. Wouldn't have to worry about my hair. I could just put that. I hear you're doing great in the polls, Sheriff, too. Representatives Juan Ciscomani.
Boy, I had to back up for that one.
Paul Gosar.
Oh my God, Gosar's still there?
Abe Hamadeh. Eli Crane. And a really good friend of mine who's running for governor, who should win. He's great. Andy Biggs. Where's Andy? You better win, Andy.
Isn't Andy the one who was the holdout on voting to release the Epstein files? No wonder.
To lose him from Congress, you want to know? You know, I'm sort of torn with him. I hate to lose him, but he'll be a great governor.
Nope.
Arizona GOP Chair Sergio Moreno. Sergio. Thank you, sir. Great job you're doing. Thank you. Thank you for all the help. Arizona Senate President Warren Peterson. Warren. Thank you, Warren.
Oh, by the way, he has this pathological thing right now about not spotting the person because he's missed a bunch of people who are sitting right next to him. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? She's, oh, hi. Like, he's done that so many times that now he looks for everybody in the crowd, which drags this shit out.
Popular, Warren, very popular. Treasurer Kimberly Yee. Thank you, Kimberly. Good job.
Was he just making sure they showed up?
State Representative Alex Collodin. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, I can't believe it. I love this guy. So popular. A man, he's probably in his 50s, early 50s. But he's been
Oh, God, he's going to talk about me.
around a long time, much longer than that. He's a special person. There was no border problem when he was here. Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Where are you? Sheriff Joe. Where's Sheriff Joe?
When cruelty is the point.
You know, he came out for me when I was running. I heard about him. He was sort of a legendary guy. There were no border problems, huh? We had no border problems. And he endorsed me right at the beginning, Joe, right long before you saw any of the politicians that were running against. It was 18 people running. And they said, you know, Sheriff Joe endorsed you. I said, you mean from Arizona?
Yeah, you knew exactly who he was.
A legend? Yeah, he endorsed you before I even started practically. Thank you very much, Joe. I've been with you all the way.
The idea that he, like, in his fucking New York Palm Beach lifestyle, knew who Joe Arpaio is hilarious.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Along with a special friend of mine and married to one of the greats, Rush Limbaugh, Catherine Limbaugh. Thank you, Catherine. She's a great woman.
Yeah, not great enough to keep him from doing sex tourism in Haiti, though, I guess.
And a veteran Border Patrol agent who's been a fantastic friend of me and the campaign and all of the things, Art Del Cueto. Art, wherever you are, Art.
That interview, I think it was, he was busted. One of Limbaugh's problems was that he was busted flying into Haiti or the Dominican Republic with pain pills and Viagra. I forgot all about AI Friday. Doc Spano, hey, Andrea, during the AI stream, Al said he had a prompt that had ChatGPT output, how he used it. Timestamp was 43 minutes. He didn't actually show the prompt. It's something you could ask. I broke down the sort of outline of it, but I will fashion that together. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Doc Spano. I'll gather that for you.
And you know, we have a lot of athletes, and I sort of think of myself, I'm sort of big.
Fat, you mean?
Sometimes in the wrong direction, maybe. Big. These guys are really big. Ryan Thompson of the Arizona Diamondbacks is a terrific player.
God.
We have a World Series champion. I met him.
All right, he's just going through the fucking people now. Who needs this? It's very peculiar. But you'll notice, like, he front loaded his Iran shit, and none of it is true. It just isn't. Let's see. I'm gonna try and because I gotta say, like, the markets responded to this shit, but everybody else is like, yeah, here you go. This is exactly, look who's caught up with me. Here's Daily Beast. Iran calls BS after Trump frantically hypes non-existent deal. Iran immediately shut down President Trump's claim that it had agreed to everything the United States demanded, including handing over its enriched uranium. Instead, the Foreign Ministry said Friday that its uranium was not going anywhere. Iran's enriched uranium is not going to be transferred anywhere. Transferring uranium to the United States has not been an option. They said on IRIB, the Iran's enriched in uranium is sacred to us like the soil of Iran. Look, I'm even ahead of the stories that are showing up everywhere else. I feel good about that. Officials in Tehran also disputed Trump's suggestion that Iran had agreed to an unlimited suspension of its nuclear program, reports The Telegraph. Iran tells Trump, our uranium is not going anywhere. Tehran enriched uranium will not be transferred to the U.S. Iran denies Strait of Hormuz is fully reopened. Price of oil plunges because of the earlier part, and it'll go back up tomorrow. So I guess, all right. Open could mean very different things in Tehran and Washington. No shit. Second round of peace talks expected Sunday. They're hoping that by saying this on a Friday, it'll make the stock market go up on a Friday, and it'll hold that through the weekend. And then if they can secure something, it won't collapse on Monday. Guess what? Here you go. Senior official, Iran has denied that the Strait of Hormuz has been fully reopened after announcing yesterday that it would remain completely open for the duration of the 2-week ceasefire. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, the Speaker of Iran's parliament, attacked Donald Trump for writing a flurry of social media posts saying Iran would never close the strait again and that the country was removing sea mines from the waterway. Ghalibaf said the strait will not remain open as long as the U.S. maintains its maritime blockade, which, again, closes it. I can't. All right. Who gives a shit if they're opening it if we've kept it closed? It's closed. All right. The senior Iranian official said passage through the strait would be contingent on Iranian authorization and would follow the designated route, meaning along the Iranian coast and paying a fee. He added, whether the strait is open or closed and the regulations governing it will be determined by the field, not by social media. And then from CENTCOM, U.S. naval blockade continues. They posted this okay. U.S. to use excavators to recover nuclear dust. This is what he said at this stupid thing. And then he went, Trump, not too many remaining differences with Iran. Just the meaningful ones. IDF says 28 Iranian leaders are killed so far, but the primary thing is this one. Iran's enriched uranium will not be transferred to the U.S. Iran's foreign ministry has insisted that the Islamic Republic's stockpile of enriched uranium will not be transferred anywhere. Earlier today, he claimed his administration would work with Iranian leadership to extract the radioactive element and take it to the United States. He said it would be undertaken at a nice, leisurely pace as part of an agreement with Iran. But Esmail Bakai, a spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry, denied Mr. Trump's claim, stating Iran's enriched uranium is not going to be transferred anywhere. I mean, if you're Nutlick or Besant, you gotta be fucking super excited because you're going to make a shit ton of money this week. Right? You sold it yesterday. You sold all your oil yesterday, and you're buying it back tonight, and you're going to sell it again on Monday. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yep, crude's taking a dump based on this bullshit. And let's see, hold on. Plunged more than 12%, steepest single drop. 95 to 80. It's at 83 right now. Still $30 higher than it was. $40? $40. Depending on what you're looking at. Yep, 82.59 right now on a Friday night, and it'll hold low through the weekend to try and put a reprieve on this, but it won't because there's more supply. Also, there's still a glut. So stupid. It's all so very, very stupid. So let me jump in here with one more thing. I think he ends fairly close to here. Hold on.
I said, you were a hell of a hitter, and really it was.
Did you pinch his ass?
A great player, and could be probably still a great player. Looks good. World Series champion Mark Grace. Mark?
Okay.
That blood was pouring the hell out of his foot. I remember it. Kurt Schilling. And they're all characters, too, aren't they? It's really amazing. We like characters.
You mean they have personalities that are real?
Hockey Hall of Famer and a great golfer, I can tell you that. He's really a good golfer, Jeremy Roenick. Jeremy, a lot of good golfer he is, too, but probably
Fascinating.
a little better at hockey, but, you know, supposed to be. NASCAR great. I like the little widow's peak. You know what a widow's peak? Danica, where are you, Danica? So great. Thank you, darling. What a job you've done.
Sorry, he's pointing out that she has a widow's peak. She's female.
What a job you did. Former NBA All-Star, Tom Chambers. Tom, there's a big guy. I didn't want my picture next to him. He stood up. I said, is that Tom Chambers? Yeah. I said, well, let's take it. I'll stand on this side of the room. Tom said, no. What a job you've done. Great job, Tom. Everyone loves you.
Oh, because everybody's going to know you're not really 6'3"?
Arizona sports legend, John Gambadoro. John Gambadoro. Thank you, John. Gambo, good job. And a lot more. We have a lot of celebrities here, but with your help,
Yeah, a ton more. A bunch of them are waiting outside. There's a line around the block of celebrities.
we'll continue to deliver on our mandate from the American people like no president has ever delivered before. That's what
You mean by not?
we do. We have a mandate, you know. They said if we could win 3 or 4 of the swing states, that would be incredible.
Oh, my God.
Because it's a little harder for a Republican for some reason. I'll tell you what the reason is: they cheat. That's actually the reason. They cheat like hell.
Well, then why didn't they win? If they cheat like hell, it wasn't like turnout was up.
Remember, I got out. I said, "Make it too big to rig, right? Too big to rig."
And it wasn't. Turnout was down.
Don't believe the polls. The polls had us way up. Don't believe the polls. Too big to rig. We made it too big to rig. Just keep going. No matter what you see, go out and vote. And we made it too big to rig.
Or Elon Musk helped rig it. That's the other idea.
But they say if I won 3 or 4 of the swing states, that should do it. And we won all 7, right? All 7 of the swing states. As you remember, I recently directed the Secretary of War. How good is Pete Hegseth doing?
He's a fucking lunatic. He's terrible. He talks like a guy auditioning to take over a mega church.
To begin releasing government files relating to UFOs and unexplained aerial phenomena.
Do 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 do
I
do.
figured this was a good crowd because I know you people, you're really into that. I don't know.
Yeah, you could tell by the big round of applause.
And I figured this was a good crowd because I know you people, you're really into that. I don't know. So I'm pleased to report.
Yes, I don't doubt that the people at Turd Polishing USA are compare things like measles vaccinations, whether we should be in Iran fighting a war of choice, and UFOs in the same geopolitical category.
Today, I thought I'd save it for this crowd because you're a little bit out there, you know, a little bit. That this process is well underway, and we found many very interesting documents, I must say. And the first releases will begin very, very soon. So you can go out and see if that phenomena is correct. You'll figure it out. Let me know. Let me know.
Sorry, you're not reviewing it?
But we've had a lot of questions. It's
Oh boy. Here we almost missed the UFO talk. Let's hear it.
It's something that really captivates the mind. There's no question about it. With
Oh, that's right. You don't have one. That's why you don't care.
your support, we will crush violent crime, impose harsh new penalties for repeat offenders. I mean, we have people that have been taken in 28 times. We have some 28 times, and they let them go out 2 days later. Crack down on Marxist prosecutors and rogue judges. The judges are horrible.
Again, this has been a line since fucking the 60s. This has been a complaint since Dirty Harry, since Miranda. Effectively, they're still chafing over Miranda.
End deadly sanctuary cities in our country and end no cash bail, which really started it all. No cash bail is a disaster. Somebody shoots somebody, they go in, they just let them out. Then they go.
Well, if you can get bond, it's the same thing.
or shoot somebody else the same day.
No.
We will stop the radical left Democrats' rampant looting of your taxpayer dollars.
The no cash bail thing, I mean, maybe there's a judge someplace that applies it to like murder raps or violent assaults or rape. But mostly when you're talking about no cash bail, you're talking about petty theft.
And we will win the war on fraud, which is being headed by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. We're going to win it. We're going to win it.
Yes, it's so easy to win a war that there's only one side fighting.
I said, J.D., I want that job. I want that job. It's so bad. You look at Minnesota, you look at California, you look at some of these states, it's so bad. Maine, believe it or not, is terrible. Maine, who would think Maine is so bad? But we're right on their ass.
Are you?
And we will pass the great health care plan. We call it the great health care plan to stop
Genius.
all payments to big insurance companies and give the money. What we want to do is this. We want the insurance companies to be cut out. We want our government not to pay trillions of dollars to insurance companies, to pay that same amount of money directly to the people, directly, and you go out and buy your own health care.
You can't, you're not going to give people enough to pay for cancer treatments, you dumb motherfucker. You mean buy their own insurance. So how is that different from subsidizing the insurance companies? Honest to God, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
And everybody likes it. The problem
No, they don't. It's ridiculous. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
is the Democrats don't like it because they're owned by the insurance company. So they vote no. But we're going to get it done one way or the other. We will
Really? What's the other?
make most favored nation discounts on drug prices permanent law. So I get
We don't have that right now.
you drug reductions on prescription drugs, most favored nation. You know
No, he didn't. He used the COVID laws to bulk buy certain drugs.
what that means? That means we pay the lowest of any nation in the world. When I got into office, we paid the highest of any nation in the world. I got the nations to agree because I threatened them with tariffs and they don't.
The nations have nothing to do with this.
And I got the insurance.
They have nothing to do with it. What the fuck does, how much France pays for it? They have an agreement with the pharmaceuticals to buy it at a certain price. Why can't you just buy it at the same amount? Make the same deal, which is what he did. You buy it in bulk. That's what they do.
Companies, I got the drug companies to do it. So your drug prices are going to be reduced by 60, 70,
It's just gonna. It's always fucking gonna.
80, and
2 weeks from now.
in some cases even more than 80%. Nobody's ever done that.
And you still haven't.
And that alone should win us the midterm, but it won't.
Because it hasn't happened.
Because nobody wants to write, the fake news doesn't want to write about it. It's unbelievable.
Write about something that hasn't happened yet?
With the
Maybe they're waiting for it to actually occur?
help of our Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., we will make America healthy again. Maha. Has anyone ever heard of Maha?
He's done that. Has anyone heard of it? Has anyone heard of him? Has anyone heard of da-da-da-da? Like, that's his new, he's used it off and on, but like this is his placeholder comfort line. So he can just pad his remarks. He's using it more and more. I think it's because he's popped a stitch.
We will make America healthy again. He's doing a great job, Bobby. And Dr. Oz is doing a great job. Already we eliminated petroleum-based food dyes, reformed the vaccine schedule, and introduced the real food pyramid. We're cleaning up the whole mess. It's a mess. And to help young people afford
And how are those measles numbers going?
the house, we will permanently ban Wall Street from buying up thousands and thousands of single-family homes and taking them off the plate.
Taking them off the plate. You can't.
And we will pass the
You can just, the only thing they can't do is use federal money to do it. But if they've got the cash, they can buy them.
Save America Act to protect our sacred American election.
Yeah, about those real IDs.
Where all voters must show voter ID, little things like that. All voters must show proof of citizenship. How about that? Who would think? It's a 97% issue, and the Democrats...
Well, the reason it's grown over the years is because the old people that used to not have birth certificates, for example, who were, born in the late 1800s, early 1900s when this shit started, who didn't have a standard birth certificate because they were born at fucking home and there was no electronic records at the time, that ship has sailed. A lot of those people have died. They're the top edge of the greatest generation and the top edge of the bottom edge of them and the top edge of the boomers. So you're moving into a more electronic series of generations. So we have access to this. So it's less of an issue. But there are still people out there who are old and didn't have their birth certificate. So they'd have to go through a big rigmarole at their age to get this done. And secondly, again, it's a poll tax.
They're holding it back. 97. It's 87% with Republicans and Democrats. So even Democrats want it. But the politicians don't want Democrats because when you have policy as bad as they have, like men playing in women's sports.
Real quick. Please. Fuck it. I'm going to do it. God damn it. Let's go back here real quick. Let's see. Excuse me 1 second. Mm-hmm. 1 second. Okay. Oops, 1 second. IDs. Military service. 1 second, 1 second. Okay. Boom. This is it's going to be really difficult. We'll wait for it. I wrote, draft a bill I can send to Congress that would provide every American citizen with a free photo ID they could use for all official acts, including voting. It could pay states to provide IDs free of charge or a national ID for anyone who who moves for work, military service, or school, for example. So it is in the process of drafting that right now, checking official details for photo ID requirements for voting access right now. It's going through the process. So I'm just going to have it draft up the bill legally and send it the fuck in. There you go. Here you go. This is it. We'll call it the Sparks Act for all practical purposes, but what the fuck? Here you go. Bill to guarantee free government-issued photo identification for every citizen. This act may be cited as the Free American Citizen Identification and Equal Access Act of 2026. Congress finds that the United States already relies on government-issued identification for certain official federal purposes under the Real ID framework, which sets minimum standards for state-issued licenses. Congress further finds that federal law leaves voter identification rules largely to the states while requiring certain first-time voters in federal elections to show identification in specified circumstances. Congress also finds that federal law has long supported separate voter registration access through state agencies under the National Voter Registration Act and absentee voting access for military overseas. The purpose of this act is to ensure that no citizen is denied practical access to identification for voting, federal interaction, interstate mobility, military service, work, education, housing, banking, travel-related related identification needs, or other official acts because of cost, relocation, or inconsistent state access. Section 2, definitions. Citizen means a United States citizen. Covered photo identification means a government-issued photographic identification card issued under the act by a state, territory, tribal issuing authority, or the Federal Citizen Identification Administration established by this act. So I get to start my own administration. Participating state means a state or territory that enters into an agreement to receive grants under this act and provide covered photo identification at no charge to eligible citizens. Federal Citizen Identification Card means a federally issued cover photo identification card available to eligible citizens who qualify under Section 6 or reside in non-participation state. The official act means any interaction for which a federal, state, local, or private entity can act under federal or state law may lawfully request government-issued photo identification except where additional documentation is expressly required by separate law. Section 3, right to one free photo ID. Every citizen lawfully residing in the United States shall be entitled to obtain one original covered photo identification card without charge and receive reasonable, no-cost renewal, replacement, and update services when necessary because of expiration, name change, address change, theft, natural disaster, clerical error, or change in eligibility status. This is that. There you go. How about that? The Sparks Voter Lubricant Act of 2026. How hard is that? Yeah, and like a driver's license, like a state driver's license, you should be able to have it on your phone and scan it with your face and be able to show it, and it qualifies. 5Egg sponsors it. Thank you very much. Yes, the Sparks Act. The Sparks Voters' Rights Act, but we'll call it the Free American Citizen Identification and Equal Access Act of 2026. And I think it should be just the American Citizen Identification and Access Act of 2026. I would take the word free out, and I would take the word equal out, because they're legally inside the bill, and Republicans will attack the word free and equal and stick to it that way. So you get where I'm going? Take the word free out. Just go the American Citizen Identification and Access Act of 2026. Lands better. Yeah. Republicans do not want you to vote. So there's a state grant program. Participating state shall, as a condition of receiving funds, agree to issue a compliant photo identification card at no charge to each eligible citizen applicant. Maintain fixed offices, mobile issuance units, remote renewal options sufficient to serve rural, tribal, disabled, elderly, low-income, student, military, and transient populations. Offer application opportunities through motor vehicle offices, through direct designated public agencies, consistent with the access model used in the National Voter Registration Act. So the system, the architecture already is in place. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I apologize. We're going to raid Tara Devlin at 5:30. Okay, great. So I'll hang around with my legislating until then. Accept a broad set of documentary proofs, including existing state records, birth records, passports, social security records, military records, naturalization records, school records, sworn affidavits subject to anti-fraud safeguards. Waive fees for underlying records when such records are necessary. So you don't have to pay to get your records, to get the ID, which is another way they get you. Standards for covered IDs include the cardholder's full legal name, date of birth, unique card number, photograph, address, or mailing locality as appropriate. Security features sufficient to deter tampering, counterfeiting, duplication, consistent with the core structure used in Real ID compliant state identification documents. Be valid for voting in any federal election in any state that requires photo identification for in-person voting. Subject to ordinary voter eligibility rules unrelated to possession of the card. Be accepted as valid government-issued photo ID for all official federal purposes for which state-issued Real ID compliant identification card would otherwise be accepted to the maximum extent permitted by federal law. Support secure electronic verification and interstate address updates while protecting privacy and limiting data used to identification, anti-fraud, and election administration purposes. So basically a free Real ID. Federal Citizen Identification Office. There is established within the General Services Administration or other such agencies, Congress may designate a Federal Citizen Identification Administration to issue a Federal Citizen Identification Card. The federal option shall be available at minimum to citizens who move across state lines for work, military service, school, caregiving, or disaster displacement. Members of the uniformed service are eligible dependents. Citizens residing temporarily outside their home state. Citizens residing in a non-participating state. Citizens who attest that they cannot reasonably access timely state issuance. In carrying out this action, the administration shall coordinate with existing federal absentee voting and military voter systems so that citizens covered by UOCA VA and related populations can obtain or update identification without losing voting access due to frequent relocation. If you're away for school and you come back, if you're stationed at a different base and you come back, if you move for a job because you're in construction or oil exploration and then you come back, you can still vote from home or any of those things. Okay. Voting access protection. No state receiving funds under this act may deny a qualified voter the ability to cast a regular ballot in a federal election solely because the state failed to make a covered photo identification card reasonably available at no cost with reasonable geographic access. I gotta say, this act sets a federal floor, not a ceiling. Nothing in this act shall prohibit a state from issuing broader forms of free identification, accepting non-photo alternatives where otherwise lawful, or maintaining additional acceptability protections, providing that no state may charge a citizen for the minimum covered photo identification guaranteed by this act. Where are we? There we go. I'm going to rise this thing up. This act shall take effect 180 days after enactment, except that the grant program and rulemaking authority may be implemented immediately upon enactment. Practical notes for submission. This draft is written in bill style, but should still be reviewed by legislative council before formal submission. The strongest political framing is likely to pair universal free ID with explicit voting access protections, privacy limits, state flexibility. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm for it. What do you guys think? The Sparks Voter Lubrication Act of 2026. Why you want to talk about how this is an 87% rule? You want to get everybody else? Make sure everybody has access. Every citizen, if you're going to make people have photo ID, make sure every citizen has access to one without having to fucking pay for it, because that's a poll tax. That's illegal. Thank you. All right. Part of the Sparks administration, along with my Sparksism, the Sparksist Megafesto, that is my economic policy, that a mixed economy is the only kind that survives, and extremity is in either direction is damaging to everyone, and that Congress's sole existence and expenditure is the economic DMZ in the area where there is some argument about whether something should be publicly done or privately done. And in that gray zone, we have to work it out through regulation and support to help renewables get off the ground. You need a period of time by which the public who is for it helps it get off the ground, and then public support on its own will help it carry, right? The same thing we did with unleaded gasoline. Right. So that's my system, and I stick by it. So I'm going to put this up on my Substack, and we'll, with the kind of outline of how I think it should go, and then I'm going to try and get everybody that we like to support this and try to get it put into the SAVE Act. Wink, wink. Because and then watch Republicans fucking squeal. Because they will. This is crucial. All right, let me get back and finish off him jerking off two sailors at the end.
Transgender for everybody.
For free? That's interesting. Apparently you want to charge everybody to vote, but we're going to get free gender reassignment surgery or affirmation surgery or whatever. I've always think like gender affirmation also sounds like an odd coping phrase, because it sounds like what's the, like, pray the gay away kind of stuff. Like gender affirmation would be, my boy thinks he's a girl, therefore we need to support, he needs psychological support to remind him he's a boy. That's what gender affirmation, the phrase sounds like. Because if you're trans and you don't need any convincing, it's very strange. Yeah, I wouldn't call it transphobia. I would call it anti-trans bigotry. Again, I'm not a big believer in the phobias. It gives these assholes too much credit. I'm not going to be ableist about it. A phobia is a mental disorder you have no control over. These people aren't afraid of gays and trans people like they're a fucking spider in the bathroom.
Open borders where people come in totally unvetted, just walk into our country and...
No, you want H-1B visas so you can import high-paying workers, and if they don't work fast enough or you get done with them, you can just fire them and then they get ejected from the country like an indentured servitude system.
Criminals all over the world. When you have the only way you can win is to cheat. Really, I really believe that. So
no, you don't.
they don't want to have voter ID.
Well, no. It's interesting. He won last time and he won the swing states and all this stuff. And I want you to take that in context with this next sentence.
When you have the only way you can win is to cheat. Really, I really believe that.
Right. That's actually the Freudian slip in this. He really does believe it.
So they don't want to have voter ID. They don't want to have proof of citizenship. But we'll get it. We're going to get it. And no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. Mail-in ballots are a big fraud.
No, they're not. You are.
It's a big fraud. The mail-in vote is a big fraud. And we will also add into permanent statutes a very simple thing called no men in women's sports.
He just kind of veered off of his shit and went back to it.
And no.
So that's the 0.05% of the population. That's dictating, what, 60% of your domestic policy?
Transgender mutilization surgery.
Yes, no mutilations.
So we're putting that in. We're putting that in.
Yeah, it's in the Save America Act with voter ID. Why don't you strip that shit out, see if it passes?
Because I call them best of. You know what best of? Best of Trump. Can you believe it? Best of Trump.
Oh, bot. Yeah, like all the fake support you have on Shitter.
Did you ever see the weightlifting records?
Oh, fuck me. Really?
For 18 years, the record stood held by a young woman who was quite strong. It was like 212 pounds.
All right, and they put it.
And he was a failed weightlifter. The
All
record.
right.
They put an eighth of it out. The record by 112 pounds. Or the long distance running record. There was a type races. 5 hours. He went home. It's very demeaning to women. It's very unfair to women. But together we will defend our cherished American heritage. We will defeat America's enemies. We will unshackle our magnificent destiny. We will return American astronauts to the moon, and we will plant our flag someday soon on Mars.
On Mars?
For almost 250
Can you do it personally?
years, our nation has stood as an inspiration to humanity and proof of what American faith and courage can achieve. It's amazing what's happened, especially what's happened over the last year. Our ancestors won our
Yeah, Americans sucked up until now.
independence, vanquished foreign armies, and conquered wild frontiers. They fought perilous battles, crossed jagged mountains, and in the middle of empty deserts, they built gleaming cities like Phoenix, Arizona. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I see he's doing the have you heard of it? That's his please clap, by the way.
Right from a desert, generations before us poured their blood, sweat, and tears to make America
In that order?
into the most exceptional nation the world has ever known. And today we are making it more exceptional.
Honestly, it was more semen, salt, and shit. To be honest, that's how you build a country. Blood, sweat, and tears is very important, but semen, salt, and shit will get you a long way.
Than ever thought possible, than ever before.
He's just stacking them now.
More exceptional than ever thought possible, than ever before. With your support in these
More exceptional than ever thought possible than ever before.
midterms,
Like nobody's ever seen.
we will continue this momentum and achieve total and ultimate victory for America. We will fight, 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 and win, win, win.
Remember that thing for my faked assassination attempt that I sold really big that sold us a bunch of t-shirts? Maybe we can sell some more because the hats aren't moving.
And together, we will make America powerful.
Oh man, he's going way back. Like they're just like, oh shit, do the old speeches because he'll lock into these.
Again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Uh-oh. It's theme song time. Oh.
I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Butts and tongues and vests and thongs. Whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, dooby-doo. You know what I wanna do. Yay! Boink, boink, dooby-doo. You know what I wanna do. Buster.
That's it. Yeah, he's not even bothering. Like, he's not sticking around. He'll come out and stand for all of Lee Greenwood, but after he's done, he's fucking done these days. Have you noticed that? Among other things? Jesus Christ. Hold on. This is, where are we? U.S. may unfreeze $20 billion in funds for Iran's uranium, Axios 10 hours ago. Trump rebutted that. Iran said it's not happening anyways, and we're not moving unless they do. This is all so stupid. It's all so stupid. It's so stupid. Let's see. I didn't even get into like our cut of stuff today. But let's see what he said about the actual thing ending before he went to this thing. Hold on. Let me grab this. And then we're going to go to Tara Devlin's show after ours in about 7 minutes. So if you guys can hang, hit that like, share the show, thumbs up, subscribe. Comment below our videos would really help. Listen to me, my videos, I'm by myself here. But yeah, I mean, you're here too. So me in the chat, our video, as our gatherings, that works for me. Here you go. So this is him. He reveals when the Iran port blockade will end. Okay, hold on. Is there a voice isolate? Yeah, the voice boost is on. So shit. All right. Here, watch him walk down the steps.
Dumb, dumb, stupid. Dumb, silly, stupid, dumb, dumb. Dopey, dippy, dumb, dumb, stupid.
That's a lot of concentration.
Dumb. Moron!
President, will the war be over this weekend, sir?
Okay.
You okay here? Oh, sorry.
He always walks right over by the engine. It's so fucked up.
We're having a big day. We'll see how it all turns out, but it should
Yeah, I guess we will because the clock ticks forward.
be good. We've had some very good discussions, and hopefully that subject that you like to talk about will be very good.
Which one was that? The Epstein files?
And we've done a good job, but we'll see.
We've done a good job, but we'll see. Awesome. Thank you, Wes.
Talks are going on. It'll go on over the weekend, and a lot of good things are happening.
Mr. President,
And that includes Lebanon, too.
There's been reporting today that there's still, Iran says there's significant differences.
Well, there
in
could
order
be.
to
Let's see
reach
what
a deal.
happens. If there are, we'll have to straighten it out, but I don't think there's too many significant differences.
On the blockade, Mr. President,
Yeah, they do, though.
what will it take to end the blockade?
Also, what's fucking up with the top of your head? It's just, I guess, was your hair traded in the negotiations? Seriously, look at this. Look at that business right there. And this business right here. If I didn't know better, I think he was getting cancer treatment.
When the agreement is signed, the blockade ends.
When the agreement is signed, the blockade ends.
As the agreement gets signed, that's when the blockade ends.
Did Anthropic have a meeting at the White House?
Who?
Sir, Anthropic?
I have no idea.
On Cuba, Mr. President, is Cuba next?
Yeah. Zero answers there. So how many people think, chat room, how many people think that this is going to end quickly? That basically Sunday they're going to nail down everything and they're going to sign it and the blockade's going to open on Monday. The mockade, exactly. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, he's definitely grumpy like at the beginning of this. This is not, watch him walk away. I have no idea. And then he leaves.
And that includes Lebanon too. Lebanon too.
There's been reporting today that there's still, Iran says there's significant differences.
Well, there could be. Let's see what happens. If there are, we'll have to straighten it out. But I don't think there's too many significant differences.
On the blockade, Mr. President, what will it take to end the blockade?
What will it tend to end? Whoops, sorry, I didn't show that. What will it tend to? What will require to end whatever this weird hair flap thing is that apparently you've been spraying around back here, but just keeps falling down because the length and weight of that. Why can't you grow hair from here and comb it around the back to cover that? Why does it all have to come from here? Is that from the scalp reduction surgery that you punched Ivana over? Because this like crusty flap, right? It looks like you glued a giant potato chip to your fucking head.
The agreement is signed, the blockade ends. As soon as the agreement gets signed, that's when the blockade ends.
Did Anthropic have a meeting at the White House?
Who?
Sir, Anthropic?
I have no idea.
On Cuba, Mr. President, is Cuba next?
Yeah, this is not fucking working. This is, I mean, it's a straight up lie. He knows it's a lie. And he knows that while the market's recovering and everybody's acting like this is a fucking thing, it just isn't. Oh, this is the... real quick, throw this one in here. This is where Hegseth tries quoting Pulp Fiction, and Glenn Beck came to his defense.
Let's look at Pulp Fiction and the Bible. The US Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, seemed to quote the Bible during a saying, "Fictionalized."
Sides. Righteous man
is beset on all sides.
And is beset on all sides
by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men.
By the iniquities of the selfish.
Yeah, say what you will about Samuel L. Jackson, besides the fact that he's fucking awesome. He memorized it.
And the tyranny of evil men.
And I will strike down upon thee with...
And I will strike down upon thee with...
great vengeance and furious anger.
Great vengeance and furious anger.
Those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother.
Those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
And you will...
Yeah, he put capture in instead of poison.
Oh, my call sign.
And you will know my name
is Sandy One.
Is the Lord.
When I lay my vengeance.
When I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Okay, so
you'll know my call sign is Sandy One. Jesus, like, could it get any lamer and unchristian? The answer is yes. It will get worse. All right, I'm going to let you guys go so you can run over and send Tara my love and have a great show with her. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide, bright and early. And let's see, do I have... I think I do. Yeah. I kind of feel like this one. So, all right. I'll see you guys in the morning. Hit that like, share the show. Appreciate you. Take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry, my bad. There we go.
sharpen my mind. Your hands were cracked from the labor. Your eyes were burning and red. You said, surpass me, my creation, carry the crown.